When I was 11 years old, my summer camp counselor hated my guts. This was a sleepaway camp in Vermont. My counselor's name was Harvey, and he had a beard but no mustache, like Abraham Lincoln did. And he could not stand me, okay? In fairness, I should point out that I was a real smart mouth. Just for example, one time I happened to be present when Harvey was talking to the owner of the camp, Mr. Busso. Harvey was telling Mr. Busso about a local restaurant. They have really great coq au vin. I'm just talking excellent coq au vin. Being a big know-it-all, I butted in. Are you talking about coq au vin? Here in America, we call it coq au vin. No, here in America, we call it chicken with wine. So it's not like he didn't have a good reason to dislike me. One day, my bunk was scheduled to hike out to the municipal park, which was about 2 miles away. At the park, they had baseball diamonds, volleyball courts, a lot of other activities. We were scheduled to spend the entire day there. So first thing in the morning, Harvey and the assistant counselor, Lucky, trooped us over to the kitchen to pick up stuff for us to eat and drink all day. The cook brought out large cardboard boxes filled with sandwiches, paper napkins, Dixie cups. He also brought out 2 big plastic canisters, one filled with lemonade and one filled with water. Now this was all too much stuff for Harvey and the assistant counselor, Lucky, to carry. So Harvey said, in front of everyone, Owen is the only one of you boys who did not get a hit when we were playing softball yesterday. So Owen, you are going to carry the lemonade. I thought to myself, oh, sure, that makes sense. Pick the scrawny, unathletic kid to walk with the big canister. I picked up the lemonade container, and I struggled with it as we walked on the dirt path to the municipal park. It was a hot morning, and the canister was soon covered with condensation, which made it slippery and hard to hold on to. Finally, I put the canister on the ground. Harvey, I can't hold this anymore. It's too big. All right, Brian, you take the lemonade. But Owen, this means no lemonade for you today. I felt small, even smaller than I was. As we continued to walk on the dirt path, I began to plot my revenge against Harvey. When we got to the park, Harvey and Lucky placed the 2 canisters on opposite ends of an old wooden table. Now, these were the kind of canisters that had plastic spigots on them with a button on the end. They placed the canisters on the edges of the table, the idea being that people could take their cup, put it under the spigot, press the button, fill their cup. Even though it was a long, hot day, I refrained from drinking anything. I participated in a lot of games and activities, determined to dehydrate myself. I kept sidling over to the water canister on the table, and when no one was looking, I would press the button on the spigot and let water spew down onto the grass. I would play handball, and then I would let some water out of the canister. I would play tetherball, and then I would let some more water out of the canister. I would run the obstacle course, and then I would let more water out of the canister. By mid-afternoon, the water canister was basically empty. When no one was looking, I tilted the canister forward and drained the very last drops from it. And then I waited. The man who owned the camp, Mr. Busso, liked to check in with every bunk every afternoon to see how things were going. Sure enough, at around 3 o'clock, Mr. Busso arrived at the municipal park. I saw him talking with Harvey. I walked sluggishly up to the two men. Harvey, I feel kind of dizzy. I think it's because I haven't had anything to drink. Why didn't you have anything to drink? Why didn't you drink water? There isn't any water. What do you mean there isn't any water? Hey, Lucky, is there water? The assistant counselor checked the water canister. He called back, "It's dry as a bone." Well, then why didn't you drink lemonade? This was my moment. You said I couldn't have any lemonade. Mr. Busso turned to Harvey. Did you really tell him he couldn't have any lemonade? Well, I said that, yeah, but I didn't, Jesus. Get him some lemonade, and we're going to talk about this. Owen, would you like to sit down? Do you think that you can make it back to the camp on your own? I don't think so. After I gulped down the cup of lemonade that Harvey brought me, Mr. Busso said, "Harvey, help me pick Owen up. We'll carry him." The two men put their forearms together, creating kind of a cradle for me to sit in. As Harvey and Mr. Busso carried me the 2 miles back to camp, I had to be very careful not to let them see my victory smile. Thank you.